300 years old, Kingston's history is centered around the old Dutch church, and today the town has a population of 25,000, most of whom are excited about hometown boxer Billy Costello, who fights here today.
I think he's going to make it. I really do. If he really works hard, I think he can do it. And he's got the whole town behind him.
The whole town, including Joe the Barber, where Costello began his boxing career, training out back.
I think he's going to knock the guy out. He's going to be a champion of the world, without a doubt.
Well, Joe LaLima, the Barber, is in attendance here this afternoon. Live, we are now from Municipal Auditorium in Kingston, New York, where an undercard is underway. And today, the hometown boy, Billy Costello, will be fighting on national television for the first time. Costello is unbeaten in 22 professional bouts with 13 knockouts, ranked number 9 in the world by the WBC. He will have, of course, the support of as many fans in this area. His opponent is Willie Rodriguez from Allentown, Pennsylvania, ranked number 14 in the world by the WBC, a veteran who has an edge in experience. He's been in there with the likes of our own Sugar Ray Leonard. So an important 10-round junior welterweight bout upcoming shortly on CBS Sports Sunday, Brent.
All right, Jesse was robbed, that he had won that fight. Why don't you start off by exploring exactly why you felt that way, Tim?
Well, Brent, of course, scoring a fight is a very subjective business. The points of view that judges bring to scoring seem to vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Sometimes, even within the same jurisdiction, a judge will have a different attitude in how he can score a fight. But taking all of that into account, it still seemed to both Gil and I, as on our own scorecard, we had Jesse Burnett clearly winning the fight, not even close, 7-4-1 as a matter of fact. And Gil, it didn't seem that there was any way that Leon Spinks could have won the fight by any let's say, objective approach to that scoring.
Well, Tim, any time that a fighter lands the more clean and effective punches throughout a fight, he should have his hand raised. In this case, it was Jesse Burnett.
Well, of course, the official scoring was done by 2 judges and a referee under the New Jersey Commission rules. And those judges were Tom Kazmarek, John Stewart, and the referee, Larry Hazard. Here is how the bout was scored officially. Judge Tom Kazmarek saw it 8-3-1. John Stewart scored it 7-4-1. And Larry Hazard, the referee, scored it 6-4-2, all in favor of Leon Spinks. All 3 judges gave Spinks rounds 1, 2, and 12, as did we, and Burnett round 4, as we did also. They did not agree with each other on any other round except the 9th, which all 3 judges gave to Spinks. We called that one even. Gil and I scored it at 7-4-1, giving rounds 3 through 8 to Jesse Burnett. As an example of the judges' disparity, let's take a look at round number 8, which the judges saw 3 different ways, and which we saw clearly as Jesse Burnett's round, along with Judge Tom Kazmarek. Here is Jesse Burnett coming out for round number 8, Leon Spinks in the black.
Tim, the way to win a professional fight simply is for you to hit the other guy without him hitting you. And the way you accomplish this is by slipping punches and countering and blocking punches and countering. And that's what Jesse Burnett does so well in this round. He makes Leon Spinks just miss, and he counters and beats Spinks to the punch almost throughout the entire round.
Well, we're going to slow the action down here to give you a clear example of what Gil is talking about.
Now watch for these jabs by Spinks. They go over Burnett's shoulder and Burnett counters. There was the second one where Burnett countered beautifully. Now Burnett comes back with a good body punch. They'll be outside again, and here comes that jab of Spinks over the shoulder, and Burnett lands the jab again.
Now we pick the speed back up to regular speed. This round, similar to many rounds that we thought that Burnett simply landed the more effective, clean scoring punches. As we indicated, we gave rounds 3 through 8 to Jesse Burnett. We're using this one because we think it's a particularly good example.
Now you'll notice Spinks looks like the aggressor, but you're going to notice Burnett inside blocking almost every one of Spinks' punches and countering beautifully himself. Watch on the inside. You have to watch very, very closely. One good left hook by Spinks, but now all of his other punches will be blocked, and then you'll see a beautiful counter combination by Jesse Burnett. Here's another block punch, and there's that beautiful combination by Burnett, right on the button.
Now remember, 2 judges at ringside are seeing the fight from 2 different angles. The referee is in the ring. Oftentimes, referee Larry Hazard was well away from the action, working from where he thinks he should, but a lot of this infighting and the good scoring punches inside by Jesse Burnett may have been missed by Larry Hazard, who often, as we said, was away from the action.
There's a good solid jab by Burnett. Now you're going to see 20 unanswered punches by Burnett. He makes Spinks miss, and he counters beautifully with good solid punches. There's 3 jabs by Burnett. A left hook to the body, a jab by Burnett, another one, and Spinks misses, and a counter hook, and a beautiful 4-punch combination, and Spinks misses. And Spinks misses again, and a beautiful counter by Burnett again. 4 more punches by Burnett, and Spinks misses again.
Gil, another thing to remember, of course, is that a round lasts a full 3 minutes, and presumably the winner of a round has scored most of the punches over the entire round.
Tim, one of the oldest tricks in boxing is for a trainer to yell up to his fighter 20 seconds, and the fighter flurries and tries to steal a round that way. But a professional judge usually breaks the round up into 3 one-minute segments, and he's supposed to remember what happened in the beginning of the round, the same as what happens at the end.
Now, Spinks flurried fairly well in these final seconds, following Gill's point. However, coming up shortly here, you'll see that even though, again, he appears to be aggressive, he has Burnett on the ropes, watch his head snap back, with Burnett doing most of the scoring inside again.
Just those short little punches by Burnett. There's Spinks' head snapping back again and again.
So there's the bell ending round 8, and as we saw it, clearly a winning round for Jesse Burnett. Well, now, yesterday we took the opportunity to look at that round several times, including once in slow motion. We counted the punches. Gil counted 74 scoring punches landed by Jesse Burnett. I counted Spinks' punches. They came out to 17. I gave him the benefit of the doubt on about 3 of those. That's about a 5-to-1 ratio in favor of Jesse Burnett. So there seemed to be no doubt in our mind that he won the round. But let's take a look again at how the judges scored round number 8. You see Kazmarek gave it to Burnett. Stewart called it an even round, and Larry Hazard went for Leon Spinks. And obviously we differed quite considerably, because we thought that round was clearly won, as indeed the fight was, by Jesse Burnett.
But Tim, one thing that Burnett does not do, I used to teach all my fighters at the end of a round, no matter how tough the round was, dance back to the corner, look confident, look like you won the round. Jesse Burnett makes it look like it's the hardest job in the world when the round is over. He just never looks like he's in control, no matter how good he does while the round is on.
So sometimes that might influence the point of view of the judges.
In my opinion, it certainly does.
Okay, well, as you know, we have a guest in the studio today with Brent Musburger, and we'd like to hear from him. Bob Lee from the New Jersey Commission, a very respected man in boxing, the man who appointed the officials for last week's bout. So let's go back to Brent.
All right, during the week, we tried to get reactions from both men who fought. Leon Spinks, who was awarded the decision, was unavailable for comment, but Jesse Burnett told us in no uncertain terms that he should now be wearing that cruiserweight crown.
So they bring me in to get beat. You know, they brought me in as an opponent, and I wasn't supposed to win the fight. And I guess whoever they work for or whatever, I really can't, the judge, I hate to say anything bad about him, but they was wrong, and the world's seen it, and maybe you ought to take their license.
Now, as Tim said, Bob Lee of the New Jersey State Athletic Commission is here with us, and he was at the fight, and he's been close to it. And Bob, what is your reaction now to this controversy?
Well, I think that the CBS selected round 8. I don't think that's a fair assessment of the fight. And I think if you look at the overall scorecard at the end of round 8, which I think the viewing public ought to have the same opportunity to see that card as they did the individual score of round 8. But at the end of round 8, it was 77-76 right across the board in favor of Leon Spinks. And from that point on, those last few rounds, 9, 10, 11, and 12, determined the winner of the fight. There's also something else that's misleading here, and that is that right now no one has heard the commentary that was made by the 2 ringside commentators in round 8. But you heard the voiceover afterward. But if you hear the commentary, if I'm not mistaken, there's a comment that Burnett is an old warrior and he can barely get off of the stool. That's the beginning of round 8. There was also a comment that Burnett doesn't get off quickly, and that one of the commentators has Burnett winning the fight very good. You know, to me that's unfair. It's unfair because they have already decided in their mind who they think the winner is. But that's the job of the judges, not of the commentators. And I think it's just unfair that they would do that to Leon Spinks or to any fighter for that matter. The beginning of the 9th round, I think there's another comment that Jesse is old, but he's not that old. He had difficulty getting off of the stool. Now, that should in no way influence the judges. The judges are concerned with what happens in the 3 minutes, not within that 1 minute rest period.
Bob, let me ask you a couple of specific questions about scoring a fight with the judges. Is there a way for them to alter the score of a round after it is concluded? Can they go back to the 2nd and 1st round? Is there any way that they can change the scoring by the time they get down to the 9th or 10th?
No. For a championship fight of this nature, the scoring is done on an individual tab by each official, and that's handed to the referee at the end of the round, who hands it to myself or Mr. Nick Balistreri, who's the deputy commissioner at ringside, and we record the score that you have right in your hand.
Was there any?
They cannot alter that score in any way, shape, or form. No.
Was there any pressure by Don King on the officials to say, send it in Leon's direction because I can promote another fight with him?
Absolutely not. And you know, no matter what Don King does, someone's going to blame him for something. But Don King wasn't at the arena. He wasn't even in town that I know of, and he never even spoke to the officials, and no one knew who the officials were.
Decision to Haley in an NABF title fight. He won his USBA crown in March of '80 with a decision over Rocky Ramon. As we said, he defended it 5 times before losing it to Johnny Bumpus. That was in October of 1981.
Tim, I noticed that Rodriguez is starting to get hit with those left hooks thrown by Costello, mainly because Rodriguez has a habit of leaning straight back with his hands down. So you may see a lot of left hooks landed by Costello.
Costello's family, his father is here, his mother's at home. He doesn't like to come to the fight, gets too nervous.
Costello certainly is keyed up for this fight, Tim. He's winging those punches, and the people cheer every time he lands one.
Bill's brother Vinny is unbeaten as a professional junior lightweight, 8-0. He's also here. Under a minute to go, round 2. Rodriguez is managed and trained by Johnny Florio. Very successful fight man in Allentown. And there is Jerry Cooney at ringside. Wilfred Scipion is here, the middleweight. Mike Ayala, outstanding featherweight.
Rodriguez has a sneaky left hook. It's a fade. It's a very slow motion left hook. It's delayed, but it's very potent. He puts a lot of snap behind it.
Under 30 seconds to go. Round 2 scheduled for 10. The end of round 2. Costello, right hand, good counterpunch. 26-year-old Billy Costello, the pride of Kingston, New York. That's where we are for this junior welterweight action. Willie Rodriguez in red from Allentown, PA.
Tim, veteran trainer Victor Valley told Billy Costello to relax. You're doing fine. And that was very, very good advice, because Costello is tight. And when you're tight the way Costello is and trying as hard as he is for the hometown fans, it can tire you out.
That's the problem with a lot of young prospects, Tim, is the fact that they're tight, excited, especially on national television, and they blow up unnecessary energy.
Well, we've often said that the kids that fight in the Golden Gloves are in just as good condition as the guys you see fighting 10 and 15 rounds, but the difference is that the pros learn how to relax in there, and that's why they don't get tired.
That's true, Gil, and I see now Costello is starting to relax a little bit more.
Rodriguez snuck in that lead left hook. That is Bill Costello Sr., #1 fan of young Billy, and you can see he's offering some unsolicited advice. Daddy wants him to jab.
I would like to see Costello come over with an overhand right. Let Rodriguez throw that jab and time it.
That's right, Ray. He did it once in the first round, and Rodriguez does drop his jab a lot of times after he throws it. Wide open for that right-hand counter.
Okay, break. Come back to me.
To go round 3. Costello misses another roundhouse right.
Another thing that Costello should do, once Rodriguez throws a punch or throw a combination, he has to have time to set. And if he should do it again, I'll let you know, Tim, because it's a good second or so that it takes Rodriguez time to set up.
Right now, Costello's not getting off at all, and Rodriguez is just scoring points, moving him around the ring the way a veteran usually does with a rookie.
Under 30 seconds to go. 28-year-old Willie Rodriguez had 36 professional fights. He's not a knockout artist, just 9 KOs. Costello, 22 fights, 13 knockouts. There's blood now above the right eye of Willie Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez complained that he was butted, Tim. He looked at the referee twice.
Final seconds of round 3. Rodriguez suffered a cut over his right eyebrow. It came on an accidental butt with Costello kind of jumping in at him. Rodriguez upset by that. You now see some of the Adrenaline 11000 and the patching job up there by Eddie Aliano working the corner to try and stop that cut, which could be a problem for him, Gil.
Well, Tim, Eddie Aliano is one of the best cut men in the business. So if anybody can control the problem, he can. And so far, it hasn't been a problem as Rodriguez is not bleeding as yet.
Well, it's just above the eyebrow.
Good right hand by Rodriguez.
Because it's above the eyebrow, Tim, and Costello can start it bleeding again, it will float into the eyes.
There's an over-eager Billy Costello. Missed a wild left hook, lost his balance, and went to the floor. There may be some danger in his trying to please the fans here too much. You look for that support. On the other hand, you're putting pressure on yourself trying to do so well.
Well, that's what Victor Valley told him in the corner. He said, relax, just do your job, just like you're in the gymnasium.
Well, also, again, Costello's trying to load up one big punch. And his father was yelling out instructions, kept saying, use that jab. And that's very good instructions.
Costello bullying Rodriguez in the corner and gets a warning from referee Tony Perez. Rodriguez, 2 good shots to the body.
The biggest punches are thrown when both fighters are in a clinch or an inside.
So far on the inside, Rodriguez has proved to be a lot too smart for Billy Costello. Costello is by far the stronger of the 2 fighters, but Rodriguez is a little too cute for him.
The cut has been reopened on Rodriguez's right eye.
And in that last exchange, the best punch was a counter left hook from Rodriguez as Costello continues to miss wildly. There he gets a right hand in. That gets a rise from the crowd.
They said he was a baseball pitcher, Tim. It looked like he threw a knuckleball that time and hit Rodriguez right on the chin.
We're in round 4, scheduled for 10. Gil Clancy, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Tim Ryan live from Kingston, New York. Under 30 seconds to go in the 4th round. Left uppercut scored by Costello. Another wild miss by Costello. Nearly threw himself out of the ring. Final seconds of round 4. Rodriguez off the stool for round number 5, and Eddie Aliano having to work on that cut again, Gil.
Tim, yes, he's using a solution of adrenaline chloride, and over the adrenaline chloride, they put ice-cold Vaseline. That's what makes that right look. Nice combination by Billy Costello landed. It looked to me at the end of the last round as if Rodriguez was starting to get a little tired, Tim.
Doing the right thing now with those feints. He knows how close he gets inside. He'll do a feint, and he'll get inside and work the body and work to the head of Rodriguez.
Well, that's what he has to do. He has to trap slick Willie Rodriguez in his corners and get him those punching exchanges. And when he punches to the body, he doesn't miss.
You know, Gil, I noticed with Rodriguez, sometimes the way he fights, his style, he has a tendency to make you fall asleep on him. He wants you to go his pace, and then all of a sudden he picks his pace up and catches you with a surprise punch.
Well, that's right, except under these conditions, Costello's hometown fans won't let him fall asleep. They won't let Rodriguez lull him into this kind of a fight. He's all hopped up.
I guess it's the crowd's too loud to go to sleep on.
Willie Rodriguez with wins over Leroy Haley, Dick Eklund, Marvin Jenkins, Johnny Lira, and Billy Costello stepping up in class for the first time, although he also has a win over Marvin Jenkins.
If I were Rodriguez, especially at this point, under these circumstances of being cut, I would box more so than try to punch with Costello. Rodriguez is a pretty good boxer.
Landed a right-hand lead in the last exchange. Good solid left by Costello. He's hurt on Rodriguez.
Oh, he's hurt, Tim.
Trying to survive over there on the ropes, bobbing and weaving, and Costello unable to.
Tim, that was the
Four on the rope.
Fight. What a bomb.
Under a minute to go in round 5. The crowd here in Kingston trying to rev up Costello. They saw that Rodriguez was rocked. Down to the 22nd mark in the 5th round. Rodriguez did a good job of surviving over there on the ropes, Ray.
He's such an experienced fighter. He's a veteran, Jim.
Final seconds of the 5th round. Well, a lot of you probably saw the man in the commercial here at ringside a little earlier. Gary Cooney. Heavyweights. Costello and Rodriguez, with Costello pinning Rodriguez physically against the ropes.
And that took by Costello is his best punch so far. He's been landing it to the head of Rodriguez.
Tim, what Costello is doing now, he's manhandling Rodriguez. He's so much stronger physically than Rodriguez. He can move him around just about where he wants to when he gets him in those clinches. And Victor Valley in Costello's corner told him to double up the jab and then switch to the hook.
And the left jab of Costello will get him in closer to the...
Big right hand. Huge right hand, but look at Rodriguez punch back. Costello rocking Rodriguez.
Yes, be careful, Tim. Costello must be careful because, again, Rodriguez is a veteran. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to survive. And when he's in trouble, he's dangerous.
Ray, that Rodriguez has to take about as good a punch as anybody as I've ever seen, because I know that Billy Costello, he can knock out anybody if he hits him right. And he's hit Rodriguez right with 2 beautiful punches, and he's still there fighting.
Oh, he's a chin of iron. Rodriguez has a solid chin. He's taking some dynamite blows from Costello.
Also, I noticed that the only time that Rodriguez is really fighting offensively is after he gets hit and hurt. He's not going to beat Billy Costello, and especially in Costello's hometown, fighting those tactics. He's going to have to take the offensive once in a while.
He has to be aggressive, especially in a man's hometown. Especially my hometown.
I don't think you needed that kind of help, Ray.
Rodriguez on the right of your screen in red. Billy Costello. That blue velvet. Under a minute to go, round 6.
Now the pace is slack for Rodriguez. As a veteran fighter, he's trying to get the second win. He's trying to get a breather here. Costello needs to hop right on because he is still the stronger of the two.
Left hook landed by Rodriguez. One right hand scored with not a whole lot on it. Otherwise, both fighters missed everything in that exchange.
Yeah, but you can see that Costello is by so much the stronger of the two. Punches so much harder than Rodriguez.
You notice the way Gil, he just pushed Rodriguez off. Physically pushed him off.
He's given away 3 pounds, but he looks like he lifts weights. I asked him if he did. He said, no, not at all. He's a very well-built young man. The left uppercut lead grazed the chin of Rodriguez. Final seconds of the 6th round. Right hand scored by Costello. Round number 7. How do you see it to this point, gentlemen?
Well, I have Costello winning the fight, Tim, and he's coming on like gangbusters. He just seems to have taken everything out of Willie Rodriguez at this point in the fight. He's rolling right over him. You know momentum? You know that guy Momentum, Tim?
Yeah.
He has him on his side.
I've given Costello nearly 4 rounds.
Yeah, I've got 4-1-1 at this point as we see it unofficially. That's Rodriguez in red on the left of your screen.
And Costello seems to get stronger and more aggressive as the rounds go by.
Again, he nearly threw himself off balance, trying for that knockout. Willie Costello, he is a high-energy, high-voltage fighter.
Very exciting fighter, Tim. Reminds you of the days of Rocky Graziano. He lets it all hang out. He's liable to knock you into the balcony or fly there himself if he misses a punch.
It's a good thing there are ropes around this ring or he'd be in row 10.
From what I can see now, the steam in Rodriguez's punches are pretty much gone. He doesn't seem to be as effective as sharp. He seems to be slowing down a great deal. I would assume it comes from the attack of Costello, the inside, the body shots, and the mustering, the manhandling.
Little blood from the nose of Rodriguez. Costello got half of one of those punches in. Rodriguez good at slipping them. He has taken his share of solid lumps.
Tim, also, Rodriguez somewhat, that was a good right hand by Costello, and left hook to follow. Rodriguez somewhat frustrated by the unintentional headbutts of Costello.
Jean Costello, the wife of Billy, looking on from ringside. Cheering for her man. Under a minute to go. In fact, I'd be hard-pressed to find a Rodriguez fan in the entire building here. More than 1,600 people crammed into the Municipal Auditorium in Kingston, New York.
No snapping Rodriguez punches at all now, Tim. He just landed 2 body punches and absolutely no snapping of punches.
Well, now Rodriguez is starting to delay his punches. It seems as though he's thinking about it before he throws it out.
Under 22nd mark of round 7. And that'll be it for the 7th round, scheduled for 10. Round 8, scheduled for 10. The hometown boy is Billy Costello, circling to the right. Willie Rodriguez from Allentown, Pennsylvania on the left. Costello seemingly in control as we go into the 8th round.
Well, for Rodriguez to get back into this fight, Tim, he's going to have to take some chances and start going on the offensive. He's fighting right now, it looks like to survive, and he certainly isn't going to win the fight that way.
Rodriguez coming out 2 decision wins after his loss to Johnny Bumphus for the USBA title. Costello scored a 2-round knockout here in Kingston over Dominic Fox his last outing.
Costello's doing the right thing now by just stalking Rodriguez, although I feel he should be doing something with that left jab.
Well, the worst thing you can do is just follow Rodriguez around the ring without punching. He has to snap out that jab or feint and throw a body punch and hook back to the head.
But 2 lefts landed by Rodriguez.
Well, again, he has Billy following him around the ring now.
You notice that Rodriguez sets his man up with that some of those lazy punches, then all of a sudden, a surprise punch. So that's what Costello has to be careful about.
Well, again now, Costello tried to throw that first punch too hard. All he has to do is put the guy in front of him, move him against the ropes and in the corners and put them together. They don't have to be too hard now, just with snap on the end of them.
right hand landed after the left missed. Rodriguez bangs back to the body. Costello looking to his corner. Victor Valley, his trainer. Manager Mike Jones. Rodriguez landed a right hand.
Costello taking a little too long to get off now, Tim.
I'm surprised I don't see Rodriguez doing those uppercuts. He has very good left and right uppercuts. He should be using them, especially the way that Costello's coming in.
Less than a minute to go, round 8. Oh, good combination scored by Costello. Rodriguez can certainly take a punch.
All right.
Combination may have taken a lot out of him, though. He's really kind of wilting over there at the moment, definitely resting.
Well, that left hook is going to land, thrown by Costello the whole time, Tim, because, again, watch the way that Rodriguez goes against the ropes. He backs up, and his hands are somewhat just laying there, not protecting himself.
Coming to the end of the 8th round with a now weary-looking Willie Rodriguez fighting an uphill battle as we see it. Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, Sugar Ray Leonard live from Kingston, New York. Billy Costello seemingly in control as we head into round 9 scheduled for 10. Rodriguez in red.
Tim, if both fighters listen to their corners, we should have a heck of a round. In Rodriguez's corner, they told him he's behind in the fight. He's got to take it to Costello. And in Costello's corner, they told him to back Rodriguez up for the round. So we should have a heck of a round if they listen to their seconds.
Rodriguez still looks tired to me. Seemed very weary near the end of round 8. Still backing up.
But Tim, if Rodriguez is going to do anything, he better do it now. I sense that he needs a knockout to win this fight. He has become more aggressive, and now he has become the puncher that he relies on when he's behind on points. And he is behind on points, I feel.
Left hook landed by Costello, and then again he drew a punch, and are they calling it? Yes, they are a knockdown. I think he was just off balance. He did take a shot, but Costello's in no trouble whatsoever.
It was a surprising left hook. Again, that lazy left hook by Rodriguez.
See, there's a case of an inexperienced fight. I think he's a little off balance too, Tim. He could have got up and he could have started complaining to the referee, at least get the attention of the crowd and the judges. You know, they called it a knockdown. It was more or less of a half push and half slap. But again, now he should get up and he should come roaring back at Rodriguez.
Junior welterweight bout, 140 pounds. And there's Rodriguez off balance now. Leroy Haley, Aaron Pryor, the current champions in this weight division. Alexis Arguello will try to win a 4th title in 4 different weight divisions from Pryor next Friday.
I'm sure these guys are thinking about Pryor and Arguello. But
Leroy Haley, too.
Oh, it's all 3 of those guys. But I feel that Costello is concentrating more so on the title shot.
Costello currently ranked number 9 by the WBC. Certainly a willing young competitor, if not stylish.
Up to this point, Costello is not having a very good round, Tim. He's lost his aggressiveness. He just doesn't seem to be doing anything in there right now. Should be moving those hands. Rodriguez is taking the play completely away from this round.
Rodriguez scored an overhand right there moments ago. Went to the ear of Costello, clean shot. Seconds left in the 9th. Coming to the end of round number 9. Round number 10, Willie Rodriguez rallying in round 9 actually scored a knockdown, a rather dubious one. He didn't hurt Costello, but Costello went down. Right at the end of the round, Costello pushed Rodriguez to the canvas. Of course, that was not officially a knockdown, and it also occurred right at the bell. This is the final round. The hometown boy, Billy Costello, trying to remain unbeaten in 23 pro fights. Willie Rodriguez from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
I sense this is going to be a big round. A lot's going to happen here, and I feel the punches are going to be a lot stronger. Because for Rodriguez, he needs a knockout to win, and Costello wants to look impressive.
blood from that cut over the right eye of Rodriguez. Eddie Ariano did do a good job in the corner. It's not been a factor in the fight for him. Right hand by Costello and a left hook back behind it. Now Rodriguez seems when he gets hit hard, that's when he fights best. You made that point earlier, Ray.
Yes, as a matter of fact, he's very competitive and an aggressive fighter. He gets hit, he comes back, and he retaliates very strongly. Another thing to bring out, another point, Tim, is the fact that you notice now how accurate Costello punches are, mainly because after 9 rounds, he has become more of a relaxed fighter.
It's amazing that now Rodriguez has decided to become aggressive. He should have been fighting this way from the 5th round on if he wanted to win this fight.
Well, I feel it's too late now, Gil.
The crowd chanting Billy, Billy for Billy Costello here in Kingston.
I'm surprised that Costello's not letting it all hang out this round. He should be throwing more punches.
Under a minute to go in the fight.
For the first time in the fight, Rodriguez is backing him up and actually faking and leading.
Under 30 seconds to go. Willie Costello finding out what it's like to be in there against an experienced veteran, Willie Rodriguez. Rodriguez fighting right to this final bell. Final seconds of the fight. That's it. It's all over, and the crowd here at the Municipal Auditorium comes to its feet in support of the hometown hero, Billy Costello, but Willie Rodriguez certainly closed well. So we will have the decision here in Kingston momentarily. Right now, let's go to Brendan, New York.
Just let us know what's...
All right, Tim, we will be coming back for that decision. But
There is Billy Costello awaiting the decision. There was some question about whether there was a full 3 minutes in that final 10 round. That request came from the corner of Rodriguez, but evidently it was indeed a full 3 minutes. Now let's go to our ring announcer, Ward Todd, for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision. Winner and still undefeated, Billy Costello.
Well, the unanimous decision is scored by the